give you a little background information on some of the stuff regarding my son Elijah. Um, he's been in some of my live videos, and you've heard some of the conversations, and I brought him up here and there, right? So so what I want to go over is dynamics, right? So you got to go back and watch my lives. It's all in my lives where I discuss some of the dynamics with my son Elijah. I can't go over everything I said. Go watch my lives. Go watch my lives. At least the last, I would say, 8 to 10 lives would explain the situation. Just go through from day one and watch my lives. So I want to explain kind of what happened. So I went over in the video last September. I went over there because it was a domestic violence situation. The girlfriend put a fist in my side. I give more details in the other lives, but I want to explain a little bit more about the dynamics of that situation and who I am. So I want to express this first. It's not that I don't love Elijah or don't care. I got a message to basically, someone wanted more insight, and they provided a very nice message to me. Um, Basically, knowing that I love my son or have cared for my son. I don't like, I'm gonna just be honest. I don't like saying I love males that are calling me out of my name. So, what I do, one of my tactics is I always want to de escalate a situation, right? So, de escalate means minimize the risk, lower the risk. Escalate means to increase risk. You're increasing a worse outcome. De-escalate means you want to lower the situation because it's escalated now. De-escalated, I want to bring it down. So that's one of my tactics I use. I went to anger management, and that's something that's heavily taught in anger management. Not just de-escalating something, but minimizing it and avoiding it. This is what you need to do. De-escalate, minimize, and avoid. So DMA. You need to do a DMA. And when you do this, it'll keep you out of a place that you could have been in before, or that you never want to go to. So de-escalating keeps me out of prisons and jails and mental health wards. So I always de-escalate. That's my personality type. So with my son Elijah, like I expressed to y'all, go watch my lives. I know a couple of y'all just came in. Thank you for the like. So I don't hate my son. It's not that I no longer give him a title. Like you will hear me calling my older son my firstborn son, and my baby boy my baby boy. Elijah get his title back as middle son when he stops abusing me and calling me out of my name. So as of right now, I'm in minimal, no contact. I ain't been around the situation in person since last September. Um, I'm the type of person, y'all, I got a sweetheart. All you got to do is just do the right thing. I'm not asking a lot, right? I feel like if my son has a girlfriend that lives in his apartment, even with the baby that may not be his or is not his, and she's pregnant again, all of that really ain't none of my business. What my business is keeping people fist out my side, okay? So another dynamic with my son Elijah, he's not born and raised where I'm from, right? And thank God he's not. If Elijah was born in St. Louis and he acted the way he acted, he would already be in a gravesite, okay? So the only reason where I'm from, St. Louis, Missouri, his own mama would have killed him, okay? Seriously, the level of disrespect that he's shown towards me, his own mama would have murdered him. Okay. Nobody would tolerate. But I want to share this history with you so y'all will know kind of what happened. So you might be thinking, well, what happened along the way? Why is he this way? Okay. My son Elijah was born a predator. Okay. He's a born predator. Okay. How do I know that? The courts called him a undiagnosed psychopath back in 2022. I'm not like other black people where I say, oh, the white man lying on him. That white man don't know what's wrong with my baby. He's an undiagnosed psychopath, is what he is. The white man ain't lying. So this means that he's kind of born with a condition, right? Along the way, my son Elijah is hold on, I got a comment, y'all. Along the way, my son Elijah became Skookie 100. Thank you. Hello to you as well. Thank you for joining the live. So I'm just explaining some of these circumstances that I've been talking about my son Elijah. Y'all could hear him in the live. I done recorded him, y'all. See, I'm at the point when abusers come at me now, I'm giving their name, not their last name. I'm not gonna go that far. I'm giving it minimum first name. After you call me a bunch of bitches and hoes and cuss me out for the last 3 years, yeah, your name's Elijah. I'm gonna get a name now. So what happened with Elijah? He went against upbringing, okay? And so the true thing that really messed him up to the point he is now, to where he's saying he hope a witch. Not hope, he gonna get a witch. He actually has a lady that gave him a couch, y'all, that's a voodoo witch, okay? So he's fucking with a voodoo witch. And when I say fucking with, not messing with her like sleeping with her, but she's the mom of one of his neighbors. I don't have nothing against these people. To be honest, the voodoo witch will probably treat me better than this nigga that I gave birth to. That's just being honest to God. I bet you if I met the voodoo witch, she'll be like, hey sis, how you doing? I probably wouldn't have a problem with her, to be honest. I'm not fearful that I'm gonna die because he gonna have a voodoo witch pull a curse on me, because she probably got more morals than him. The voodoo witch, even though she has this so-called power to do curses on people, she probably gonna say, man, don't do that, that's your mom. So what really happened that really topped it off, Elijah went against his upbringing and started regularly doing marijuana. Okay? And this is the disease in the black community. So he's smoked his brains out to where he's basically probably bipolar now. He's probably manic depressive because he put too many downers in his system. Vape, pills, marijuana, and he just smokes his brains out, y'all. So this is a lot of the root to the problem. And this girlfriend that he has, he's not even 21, y'all. Not even 21. So this girlfriend that he has buys him liquor. And she needs to. She needs to do it because if he sobered up and he woke up one morning and looked at this ugly white bitch, he would get rid of her. And if he looked at the child and see, this child don't belong to me. See, he's not sober. So my son has a substance use disorder. And guess what? I don't have to tolerate it. I don't have to spend the rest of my life, because he was disobedient and he ran away. I was watching my son. Elijah has almost destroyed my baby boy. Most people would have already killed him. If you knew all of what he did, you would at a minimum want to know why he not locked up in prison. But see, I don't need to do that because the Lord will take care of that. I don't wish no harm on him because he's my own son. But I have to be safe and stay away. He offers me drugs. I've never smoked no dope. Every 6 months, he offers me drugs. I talked about on the last couple of lives, he shot at me. Oh, y'all say, oh, it's just a BB gun. Till he get his real gun, right? I'm not going to be around for that. So that's some of the issues. It's the drug issue. So another thing my son Elijah does, I called the police on him last week when he threatened to come by my house and pop off. He likes fronting me off, right? So he's an undiagnosed psychopath. So he enjoys cussing me out in front of his white bitch. He gets gratification off that. He gets supply, fuel. He gets to get his stress out. So guess what? I stopped calling. You think that white girl ever say, don't talk to your mom like that. There's no defense of me. He's already told me he's not my protector. He told me over the phone, this was about 3 to 4 months prior to the bitch putting a fist in my side last September. He told me that he's not my protector. He's his woman's protector. When I went over there last September with the domestic violence situation, he called me the very next day and told me I was evil because I wanted her in jail. I just went over there because he asked me to help him. Myself and my youngest son went over there to help him because we didn't know if this woman had killed him. All we knew is that he was knocked the fuck out. Okay, and I don't approve of domestic violence of any kind. Okay, I just don't. So these are the dynamics, but when he first smoked vape, that vape has that horrible battery in it. When he first kept smoking that vape and he started cussing at me and acting bipolar, he should have loved me enough and himself to stop doing it. This wasn't no 10-year-old. He was at least 16 doing this. And as a non-drug addict, I have the right to live my life not being subjected by dope head shit. And it doesn't matter whose mother I am. I have a right to be safe. Thank you for the person that sent me the message saying, in spite of my venting, you could still tell I love my son or cared about my son. I'm not going to say love no more because it's irrational to love a male that's calling you every name in the book. He's horrible. And I don't see longevity for him. I'm just being honest. I'm not wishing harm on him. I just know life. And I know people like that usually don't live out their days. And the reason is because this is what happens. Assholes like that, they have a certain period that God gives them to do the right thing. But over time, he's going to run off every supply and help that he has until on his last breath he's gonna be alone. That's how it happens, y'all. That's just the law of the universe. It happens no other way for people like Elijah. I've been through this rodeo before, okay? And hello, Japheth Otez. How you doing? Nice to have you back. I appreciate you. So let me update Japheth, right? And Japheth, you can watch the beginning of the live, but I'm going over, I talked about my son, Elijah, right? So I got this message. So I got a DM saying that I'm good. Thank you, Japheth. So I got this DM talking about that they know I love Elijah. despite my venting and cursing, thank you for the likes, y'all. They could pretty much tell that I have a lot of love for my son. But like I said, he's my son, but not a son. Okay. So I have a right to be safe, and stuff like that. And he's just out of control. So he texted me yesterday. I went over in the lives. The lives are interesting. You know, the lives are interesting. Go, I'm telling you, if you watch every single one of my lives, um, you can create your own playlist, y'all. So, okay, let me explain this to you too, to everybody. So, if you have a YouTube channel and you put my lives under a playlist on your YouTube channel and watch it, then you get credit for the YouTube hours and you can get your channel monetized because my lives are usually an hour long at least, right? So that's how you can get your YouTube channel monetized. So just understand that. Because if you look under my channel, I have an extensive playlist. So that's how I know it might sound crazy, y'all. Y'all know I'm monetized now because I can do lives. I'm gonna get my YouTube money. Okay. There's YouTube money that I have because I'm monetized. So basically I get some kind of check every month. I just gotta go find the check. YouTube will not allow you to monetize where they pay you. They'll monetize you, but they won't pay you out your money until you get it done from a computer. I'm going to get help with that. So I'm going to be doing that. That's going to be on my to-do list to have done in the next 4 weeks. Because if I'm going to be, if I love doing it so much, I'm willing to do it without the check. Hey, having some kind of check will motivate me. So, but what I focus on doing is continue to do lives because if I don't do lives and upload, then I'll get demonetized, if that makes sense. So going over my issue with my son Elijah, those are the issues. So what might have happened is the heavy use of marijuana and alcohol. This white bitch he has, she's a psychopath as well. She gives him whatever alcohol he wants. She feeds him liquor. She don't care if my black son die. And that's why I don't fuck with her, right? I don't fuck with her. So she gives my son liquor. He's not even 21 years of age. He's not even legal age to drink, y'all. But see, he ain't got no love for himself, right? And I've talked to him. I said, stop letting that girl give you liquor. So what I don't have to do is watch it, right? I don't have to go over there and continue to watch his death, right? Because that's pretty much most likely where he gonna end up, or paralyzed or something. He has some subtle heart problems that he's developed, y'all, from all the vape, marijuana, and alcohol. He's not even 21 years old. I watched him. I spent quality time with my son. I prayed with my son. I took my son places. I did everything I could, but he still ended up doing the opposite of what I preferred him do. And at the end of the day, I'm going to be safe. With the type of personality I am, my personality is, I don't like snakes, y'all. I don't mess with snakes. You tell me you're not my protector. You show me you're not my protector. Ultimately, the Lord is my protector in heaven. But okay, so I'm gonna go back. So it's all in the lives. So Japhet, that's fine. So yes, it was over one weekend. I did these lives, and it'll be real interesting hearing Elijah talk. And he's gonna be on the live saying he gonna have a witch put a death curse on me and get my ass up out of here. This is the type of shit I'm dealing with. And then he's constantly asking to come in my house. But guess what? The witch might not do it. I let him in this house. His ass may do it. I'm not fond of threats like that. And I don't want to hurt my son. I care enough about humanity um just to yeah. So Jafet, if you're gonna leave now, that's fine. You could always come back to this live. He wanna go find these lives, y'all. Jafet, Otez, he wanna find these lives because he wanna hear this shit for himself. So all you gotta do is click on lives. So when you go to my YouTube channel, you got videos, lives, shorts, and all of that. So you want to click on lives. And then I just started uploading lives over the past 3 weeks or something like that. And so I like the views that I get on, especially for a small channel. Okay, just like my last live I just uploaded, I got over 100 views right away. Sometimes on some of my videos, and I mean, these are really good videos, I think. I like some of my videos, but some of my videos have sat there 3 or 4 years and still don't have 100 views. Okay, so I like, the way the lives are going. And I feel like I'm helping people more because, oh my God, a couple of lives ago, my last 4 to 5 lives or whatever, the brother that came in that has the addiction to cigarettes, and just being able to help him. Oh, you back, Jafet? Oh, Tez, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, you can watch those lives later. But I just wanted to explain some details about my middle son situation. I'm doing good. Thank you, Jafet. I'm doing good just because you're here. And, I'm going to be honest. The lives are a little intimidating because I'm just getting used to them. So believe it or not, when I have somebody come in that's already kind of been on a live or been on several lives, it makes me feel more comfortable too. It's kind of weird, but I just feel more comfortable because somebody familiar is here, if that makes sense. That already kind of is learning me, because you learn people through lives. But I just wanted to explain that situation and go over the history. And I'm gonna say this. Before Elijah got on marijuana and alcohol, he was one of the best kids and people that I ever knew. He wanted to be a psychologist, y'all. Okay, so I just want to, and I said this in another video, raising my sons, they were like perfect boys. Okay, but when you raising kids in America and you raising kids in the United States, hold on, I'm getting this charger, y'all. When you raising kids in the United States, it's a bad place to raise your kids. And when they go to public schools, my boys, I brought them out to a suburb and they started doing vape. They got it at school, y'all. I'm more of an advocate for homeschool now. Homeschool and private school. But hold on, I'm getting this charger, y'all, so it doesn't power off. So that's what happened. They got it from school. I'm at work. They damn near turned my home into like a crack house, y'all. They had vapes and drug paraphernalia. I don't leave people in my crib alone no more. My sons taught me a valuable lesson. Was video recording it? I couldn't believe it. You talking about somebody that ain't addicted to dope. I talk about my Coca-Cola journey, y'all, and my addiction to Coca-Cola, but I'm still never going to look at Coca-Cola like I do smoking. Because see, Coca-Cola, you're not smoking, right? It's a very toxic drink, but smoking, that's a different level. Coca-Cola and too much liquor, that can shut down your kidney and do all kind of stuff. But smoking, you just asking for your brain to be blown out. And that's basically what's happened. my son has smoked too much dope. So what that is like to me, let me tell you how I view it. He's basically like Mickey. Like if somebody, you know, some kind of diabolical, weird, evil person, Mickey like when you go to a club and somebody give a man or a lady a date rape drug and it fucks them up for life. I had a friend I used to work with. His brother was going to be going to the NFL. And what happened was he went to a bar and they put something in his drink. He ain't never been the same again, y'all. He walks around talking to himself, in and out of mental institutions back in Indiana. Never been the same. And of course, he didn't go to the NFL, which is what his friends, they ain't friends, is what the diabolical psychopaths did to him. So, yeah, Elijah used to be a good person, but I have to be safe. Would y'all check this out? Y'all tune into this channel, right? How would y'all feel if I was actively in domestic violence situations that I was doing nothing about? How would y'all feel? I mean, I wouldn't listen to me, that I'm actively doing nothing about. I know too much to be letting even my own son that's abusive in here. These are the last days, y'all. Your sons and daughters will kill you. Look at the black woman that got murdered by her daughter, and her granddaughter helped hide the body, chop grandma up, and they put grandma on the barbecue grill. You think that can't happen to me? Yes, it can. Or worse. I mean, this woman didn't even have a proper funeral. I don't even want to think about that horrible situation. It just disgusts me. The granddaughter didn't kill her. The daughter did. So the media has really misled that situation. The granddaughter didn't murder her grandma. Her mother did. The granddaughter's mom is who did it. And all over because the grandma found them using her credit card or something. I'm not even sure if the granddaughter used the credit card. It might have been the mom just did that too. I'm not quite sure about that part. I think probably her mom used the credit card. So, but the granddaughter should have called the police. So that's the thing with Elijah, yeah. Thank you, Japhet Otez. Yeah, that is nasty. Ain't it nasty? And it's a very nasty situation, but how do you think it started? How do you think it led to that point? You got to look at when they be on this dope. Marijuana it's not for black people. Malcolm X was right. He said, do not do the white man's women, drugs, and alcohol, cigarettes, liquor, and pork. And guess what? What Malcolm X said applies to white people too. He just didn't realize it at the time. White men in America need to take Malcolm X quote and do the same thing that Malcolm X told the black men to do. Do not use drugs. Marijuana is a drug. It's no good for black men and women. It's not making them richer. And this is what happened to Elijah. My son smoked so much marijuana, he's most likely bipolar now. I don't care if he's bipolar. I don't have to listen. Were they drunk? What you mean, Japheth? The daughter that did that to her mom, the daughter and granddaughter. Yeah, they probably were drunk. They never mentioned that they were intoxicated or anything. A lot of times they'll hide that. The media won't always tell you that they was high on the stuff. They won't. They won't tell you. A lot of times the media don't want you to know how high and drunk they be because they don't want the liquor sales to go down. A lot of black people are high and drunk while it's happening, but with white cases, they'll point out if they were inebriated or high off something because they want to make you think when white people do it, they out their mind. But oftentimes when we're drunk or high, they'll hide the information. Oh, your chat is slow. I sent you um I sent you that a minute ago. Oh yeah. But sometimes I can't when I'm talking, I don't respond to it right away, Jafet. So that's what it is. Okay, so I'll see you later, Jafet. So and it could be slow because of the fact I have my device on the charger. So when my device needs to be charged, it is a little slower. I figured that out doing some of the lives. So you're absolutely correct. And thank you for notifying me of that. And y'all, y'all gotta start and me. You're not supposed to be getting offended when people telling you about your equipment. So they're helping you out, right? I've been on YouTube. This is why I waited to start doing my lives. I've seen YouTubers do some weird stuff. I've watched YouTubers snap out on people for saying something as simple as your live is not working properly. I can't hear. And I was really surprised to see how some of the YouTubers went off. I mean, literally cussing their subscribers out and telling them to unsubscribe and to fuck off. It was really weird. And so at some point I peace to you too, Jafet Otez. And so you gotta have patience, y'all. Kind of study first. I took years. I've been on this channel 4 years now. 4 years I've been on this channel and I just started doing lives. Don't get involved with stuff that you're not ready for because I used to watch lives and I still watch lives. I'm a YouTube subscriber. I have favorite YouTubers. So I watch lives. And I gotta find the time to watch some of my favorite YouTubers lives because I've been busy working on my own lives, but my own YouTube lives, but I gotta work on that. So yeah, I just wanted to explain some of the history with Elijah and just so you would know who he used to be. But he's done enough predatory behavior. He's done enough predatory behavior that it's amazing that he still lives. It's only by the grace of God in heaven, my heavenly Lord, the one most high, that I've had enough patience and diligence not to harm my own son. And if you feel an inkling in you that you're gonna harm somebody you gave birth to, or you want to harm somebody that gave birth to you, and this includes the father too. I know the lady gives birth to your mother, but your father as well. You just got to leave each other alone. But only bad can come out of this. Prior to last September, I went over there, gave him and his girlfriend money, took them grocery shopping. They ain't done nothing for me but caused me trouble. That's the thing with undiagnosed psychopath and narcissists. They ain't doing shit for you, but attempting to make your life a living hell. And I'm just not going to allow anyone to do that. I'm not going to allow anybody. So I suspect that he's probably bipolar. And he's made a decision. Elijah has made an emotional decision that he's not going to respect me and talk to me correctly, and I'm not going to be around him. He ain't my man. He my son. I responded to his text yesterday, but I'm not going to be dealing with him. And my youngest son, only be by the grace of God that he could come back to from Elijah's predatory behavior. When Elijah went out there and ran away, he was one of the older teens, right? Hitting on about 16, 17 years old. One of the little girls is out there prostituting right now. Elijah used to want to be a psychologist, right? He got on drugs. He was one of the main people distributing drugs to a lot of younger kids. So he cares nothing about your kids. I would never bring Elijah around any kids in my family. And that's one reason I don't let him in my house, because say I got little kids around. He'll give them drugs and do all kind of predatory stuff to little kids. He's a predator. And these type of people, a lot of times they will be killed. Okay? That sometimes will be the outcome. But I'm not going to be the one to kill them. It won't be me. It just won't be me. So I got to avoid them. That predatory behavior will catch up with them, and everybody not going to be for it. Everybody not going to be like, oh man, this okay. I'm cool with you. Some people have a problem with it. So with all the lies with me saying he's a predator, undiagnosed psychopath, if he's an undiagnosed psychopath, it ain't nothing I could control. The only way I could have controlled it, maybe, was to pick a different baby daddy. And that's what I did not know how to do. And so that's what I have. I don't need it in my life. And so what I try to do is tell y'all about it so that Japheth, are you gone? Now I feel insecure, y'all, because he's not here no more. I'm telling you, these lives, you know, when you got people in here and you see the comments, you feel a little bit more comfortable. So so far, every live I've had, y'all have participated. So thank you. That actually helped me a lot, because when I first started doing these lives, I was kind of scared, y'all. But hey, I wasn't going to jump on here without knowing something and being a better person. So I had time to grow and become a better person. So yeah, drug problems. Elijah was one of the most perfect people I've ever known in my life and could have gave birth to. Elijah was one of my sweetest children, to be honest. But see, that's what the devil want to do. The devil is enjoying taking my son from me, and Elijah's allowing Satan to do it. Elijah opened up the doorway for Satan when he came down my steps in 2022 and said he didn't believe in the Lord no more. And demons weren't real. I said, well, Elijah, if you don't acknowledge that demons are out here, you can't protect yourself. And he's never been the same since. Almost like committing blasphemy, y'all. And I deserve to be safe. I don't underestimate nothing. I don't underestimate no enemy. My own son could kill me. He say he's not my protector. Anybody that tells me that, I need to stay clear of them. Do you think he comes with an apology? No. All he wants is for me to come around him and that white bitch so them motherfuckers could try to jump me. That's what them niggas want to do. And that white bitch is a nigga too. You know how I know they capable of that? He told me more than once. He said, what you want to do, fight her, mom? He just keeps saying that you want to fight her. He want to see a fight. That nigga don't care if he see that bitch beat me to death. See, that's one of the things about me. I don't hold this ego where I think everybody love me. I don't think silly like that. Everybody don't love me. And somebody don't just love me just because I gave birth to them. I could actually give birth to the devil. I could be giving birth to a whole motherfucking demon because I love the Lord the way I do. I can be under heavy satanic attack. And so, what if it goes all wrong? What if, like you said, you want to fight? What if both of them motherfuckers jump me and I do something to them? Then I gotta explain to the police. The police gonna be like, Miss Irene, why you didn't leave the people alone and going over there? So it's a time and a place for everything. Maybe one day he'll have great remorse and fix it. But that doesn't match up with psychopathy. Undiagnosed psychopath, they don't do shit like that. There's no conscience there. This boy does not give a fuck about me. Because at the end of the day, I wised up and I'm not a supply. And he knows he can't come in my house or come around me. Like I said, he's already shot at me with a BB gun. Elijah be carrying hunting knives and stuff. That nigga could pull out a hunting knife and stab me in my motherfucking neck and I check up out of here. And I'm not stupid where I listen to other sociopaths like my little sister saying, they really love you, Elijah, and that girl. I'm not going to call her name here because I don't call her name. They love you. I've told my little sister, that's why I'm in no contact with her. I've told her the things that he does. That's not love. But see, when somebody inherently hates you, they want you to keep the contact with the abuser so your life become miserable. If my little sister knows that my son abuses me and acts up with me, she wants me to stay in that chaos. See, because other sociopaths and unaware empaths, and I mean unaware empaths, not an aware empath. I'm an aware empath. So I know to stay out of these situations. And so one of the things is I went over to Elijah's residence. And it's his residence, y'all. He worked for the place. Just like my son at home that's still here, my son's at home, they work for this place and we all work as a team. My oldest son always say, Mom, you work for this place. So I'm going to give myself credit, but I'm going to give my family credit for helping me keep it together. We're just one team. Elijah jumped ship. He's not getting nowhere financially. He's just over there making landlords rich. How you going to get somewhere and everybody paying a landlord $2,000 a piece? It's not going to work. I mean, the blessing is no matter what he's paying his landlord, long as God removed them from me. That's the main thing. But ultimately, he's smoked so much weed, and law enforcement advised me of this. They said, this is what law enforcement said, y'all. When black and white guys out here on the streets, when they get the marijuana in them, they behave bipolar. So they have mood swings, manic depression, and I don't suffer from that. Okay. Now, do I have a bad day every once in a while? Yes, but I'm not depressed. It's not one of my emotions. That and jealousy, depression, just hating my soul. Those are not my emotions that I'm suffering from, and I thank God. And one of the reasons I'm not suffering from those is I say no to drugs. Elijah should have did that. I taught him that. I taught him to say no to drugs. I taught all my sons the same thing. And then to just smoke your brains out, it's a difference. I don't support marijuana use, but my goodness, like, do it once a year if you want to smoke. Why every day, all day, like smoking his brains out like that? No love. He's just a sponge. I mean, Satan must love him. Anything that you want Elijah to do, he lets his motherfucking homosexual brother that's on his dad's side, y'all. This ain't my biological son. He lets his fucking homosexual brother put pink hats on him and shit. Just weird shit, y'all. I ain't fucking with this shit. I stay the fuck from over there. In my soul, let me tell you why I went to his place. I went to his place about 3 times last year. And I went over there to Elijah's place because I had memories of how my grandma would not come see me. My mom wouldn't get on airplanes. So when I saw her, I always had to go to St. Louis to her house because she was so scared of airplanes. And my grandmother would get on airplanes, but just was too mean acting to come see me. So I didn't have that experience where I had my grandmother in my home when I moved out. And I moved out about almost 18 years old when I did my final move, and I never went back to St. Louis. But and I just didn't want Elijah to have that memory of not ever having his parents come to his home. So I said, well, let me think outside the box and maybe this will help. So I was trying to change the family tradition where the parent, when the child grows up and get their own place, I come into his residence. But I experienced mistreatment and a nightmare. Okay. Over the phone nightmare. Now, when I went into his place, he also didn't want me there, because I'm not a dope head. I'm not a drug addict. So they take my money. Once I give them the money and walk to the store with them and stuff, they want me out of their place. He don't want me there. He want the girl there. And so I'm just done with it. I'm just not going to be wasting my time going over there. I also, I asked them for my money back. I invested about $400 between Elijah and his girlfriend. And I asked for my money back and they refused to pay it. And so I'm not investing in these niggas no more. These ain't Negroes. These is niggas. The white bitch too. That's a nigga too. And so I'm not investing in this shit no more. No, I don't want to. Every time I go over there, I'm going to be spending my money. I don't want nothing from these people. I don't want a grandparent. These children are not biologically Elijah's. He's so stupid. When he met the girl, she was pregnant. But he's so high out of his fucking mind, Elijah believes that that's his baby. Get DNA. I'm not grandparenting. My life is more important to this. These are basically borderline devil worshipers. Oh, the girl don't believe in the Lord neither. See, you got to understand the spirituality of this. I'm not going to get these niggas to believe in the Lord. That's not how that's going to work. I'm going to get myself killed and hurt. And be laying up in some old cremation urn or in a gravesite. That's where I would end up. And I just don't want that for my life. It goes against being an aware empath. I have a soul. If my son texts me, I'll respond to the text. But as far as like last week when I called the police on him, he called me all kind of bitches and hoes right in front of the white bitch. See, I don't want no charge, y'all. I don't want no charge. Okay, so this is one of the ways I stay out of the penitentiary. Cause see, I don't like narcs and psychopaths and motherfuckers that don't have a conscience. So this is the way I stay out the penitentiary. I leave these niggas alone. Cause I'm not the one. So when all these bipolar, narcissistic niggas, baby daddies, whatever they issues are, these niggas that's on this marijuana, pumping this shit in their system, they've been pumping this alcohol in their system and all this shit, I stay away from these niggas. I don't want a grandparent. These motherfucking niggas' kids. I don't want to be no great grandparent. You know why? Because that's not no contact. You're supposed to be in no contact. Do you understand when you're dealing with abusers, you're supposed to be in contact almost, sometimes you need to be in contact with most of the family. Kind of how spiritual whistleblower does it on YouTube. She don't deal with any of them. Her mom, siblings, she's gone no contact with the whole family. A lot of people may not approve of that, but hey, that may be the best way to do it, because all it's going to be is a bunch of triangulation and stuff like that, and it's not going to work out for the best. And so that's what it is. So my son Elijah, he chose the drug road. It's not my fault neither. It's his fault. He ran outside, met up with some other psychopaths, allowed them to introduce him to vape and marijuana and pills and whatever else, alcohol too. He was throwing vape and alcohol, robbing the cash machine, doing armed robberies with BB guns, and all kind of stuff. So y'all, please like, share, and subscribe. This live is getting ready to power off. The device is overheating. I love y'all. Please like, share, and subscribe. I just wanted to explain some of the dynamics of that relationship so you would